Over a decade has passed since Michael Schumacher, one of Formula One's greatest ever drivers, suffered a life-altering head injury during a skiing accident in December 2013. Since that day, the legendary racer has remained almost entirely out of the public spotlight, shielded by his family's unwavering commitment to protect his privacy. However, new remarks from individuals close to Schumacher, including former colleagues and veteran journalists, are offering a quiet, yet emotional update on his current condition. Schumacher, a 7-time world champion, was skiing off-piste in the French Alps with his son Mick when he fell and hit his head on a rock. Despite wearing a helmet, he sustained severe brain trauma and was placed in a medically induced coma for several months. He was later moved to his family residence near Lake Geneva, Switzerland, where he continues to receive around-the-clock care under the supervision of a dedicated medical team, closely managed by his wife, Karina Schumacher. Since then, updates on his health have been few and far between. The Schumacher family has chosen to maintain a strong barrier between Michael's private life and the media, rarely issuing statements or allowing visitors. This level of privacy has left fans, the media, and the racing world in the dark about his condition, while also highlighting the family's desire to allow him peace and dignity in his recovery. However, recent commentary from people connected to Schumacher suggests that, although no dramatic recovery has occurred, he is being cared for in a comfortable environment and continues to show subtle signs of awareness and interaction. Motorsport journalist Craig Scarborough, a longtime Formula One analyst with over 25 years of experience covering the sport, recently spoke with The Sun about a conversation he had with a very close confidant of Schumacher's. According to Scarborough, this confidant explained that public updates about Michael will remain limited or non-existent. "I spoke to someone who is very, very close to him," Scarborough shared. "They just explained that we're not going to hear any more from him. He's in a comfortable position, as far as he can be with his state of health." This quiet acknowledgement confirms what many have long suspected: Schumacher is alive and cared for, but unlikely to return to the public sphere in any capacity. His current condition, while stable, is still profoundly affected by the traumatic brain injury he suffered. Scarborough's remarks follow recent reflections from Flavio Briatore, the former Benetton team principal under whom Schumacher won his first 2 world titles in 1994 and 1995. Briatore, now working as an executive advisor for Alpine, shared heartfelt sentiments about his former driver in an interview with Corriere della Sera, an Italian publication. "If I close my eyes," Briatore said, "I still see him smiling after a victory. I prefer to remember him like that, rather than lying in bed. Karina and I talk often, though." His comments reflected deep nostalgia and the lasting bond shared between those who were part of Schumacher's golden years in racing. Briatore's insight aligns with previous revelations from Schumacher's former partner, Italian TV personality Elisabetta Gregorossi, who once shared details of his current state. Gregorossi revealed that Schumacher does not speak, but is able to communicate using his eyes. She also noted that only 3 people are permitted to visit him regularly, a clear sign of how tightly controlled and private his care remains. Further evidence of Schumacher's limited communication abilities was shared in the 2021 Netflix documentary Schumacher. In the film, his son Mick, now a professional racing driver himself, reflected on his father's condition, saying, "I think Dad and me, we would understand each other now in a different way." His words suggested a profound, albeit silent, connection still exists between father and son. In a touching moment earlier this year, Michael's presence was felt more directly. With Karina's help, he managed to sign a racing helmet to be auctioned off for charity. The act of signing, while seemingly simple, was highly symbolic and emotional for those close to him and his fans around the world. Johnny Herbert, who raced alongside Schumacher during his time at Benetton, described the gesture as a significant and moving event. "It's wonderful news that Michael Schumacher signed Jackie Stewart's helmet," Herbert told Fast Slots. "We haven't seen something emotional like this in years, and hopefully, it's a sign." While Herbert didn't claim it signaled a major breakthrough in Schumacher's condition, he clearly viewed it as a hopeful development. The helmet signing served as a poignant reminder of the legacy Schumacher continues to hold within the racing community. Even in silence, his name resonates powerfully with fans, drivers, and racing veterans alike. Michael Schumacher remains one of the most decorated drivers in Formula One history. During his illustrious career, he won 7 world championships, 2 with Benetton and 5 with Ferrari, secured 155 podium finishes, and achieved 71 fastest laps. He helped shape the modern era of racing and became an icon far beyond the racetrack. When asked recently who he considers the greatest F1 driver of all time, Briatore declined to name just one, instead paying homage to multiple legends. "I don't know who the greatest is," he said. "We've had Schumacher, Senna, Alonso. Now, the number one is definitely Max Verstappen. I have 2 cars at Alpine, so I'd like to have 2 Verstappens." These comments highlight how Schumacher's influence still lingers even in conversations about today's talent, reminding the world that while he may be physically absent, his spirit and legacy endure. As the motorsport world continues to wish Michael Schumacher well, the subtle messages from those close to him serve as quiet reassurances that he is still here, even if changed. And though fans may never see him return to the spotlight, his remarkable life and racing career remain a source of inspiration and admiration worldwide. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.